Hey, what's up everybody? It's Ben. Thanks for tuning into the Sore Skater Studio. This video here is part of the Skater's Quick Routine series, and the theme for today is glute and leg strengthening. So in particular, I want you to focus on the glute strength aspects today, because when the glutes are underactivated, then usually the hips and the lower back pick up the slack and work too much. So when you skate or do whatever else and you don't use your butt muscles enough, sometimes that's a cause for a sore lower back or sore hips, because the body needs to get the energy from somewhere, needs to get the activation from somewhere. So when the glutes don't work enough, the tendency is for the hips and the lower back to work too much. So we're going to work the legs too, the thighs and stuff, but really think about glute activation. Use those butt muscles in all these postures today. And so our first posture is going to be a kneeling lunge. So I'll start with my right foot in front. I've got my right knee directly above the right ankle. I'm going to have the back toes tucked here like this, because that's kind of a more active version of this posture. And if your back knee, if the left knee here is uncomfortable at all, then get either a yoga mat or a rolled up blanket or rolled up towel. Put that under your knee to help. But also, we're going to be activating our legs, pushing down through the front leg, pushing down through the right leg, the back leg lightly, and that should take some of the way out of the knee too. I'm on a nice soft carpet, so the knee's not a big deal, but if you're on like a wood floor or a carpet with less cushion, you definitely want like a yoga mat, blanket, something to help you out. Anyways, breathe in, lift the hands above the head. And on your inhales, I want you to focus on lengthening the spine, lifting the chest. You can imagine the top of the head moving up toward the ceiling. And then on your exhales, strengthen the core, push down through the right foot. Imagine the right hip and the right glute pushing down toward the ground, activating to make that happen. Lightly push down through your back toes, and then also squeeze the legs together. So imagine the right leg squeezing back toward the left leg and the left leg squeezing forward toward the right leg. Breathing in, elongating the spine, getting taller. Breathing out, strengthening the core for a solid center, pressing down through the glute into the ground. The right foot pushes into the ground, squeezing the legs together. And as you put more weight into that right foot, you should take a little weight out of the left knee. So if it helps, you can even start to stand up a little bit. Just do it for like half a second to practice putting more weight into the front foot. Breathe in, get tall. Breathe out, really press down. Imagine the right glute pressing down toward the floor, right hip pressing down toward the floor, pressing into the right foot. Also lightly pressing into the left foot, squeezing the legs together. Go for one more breath to get tall. Breathing out to get strong, squeezing the core, squeezing the right leg back, left leg forward, pushing down through the right foot, pushing the right glute down toward the floor. And then when you're ready, we'll switch sides. So now I'm going to have my left foot out in front here, left knee directly above the left ankle. Got my right toes tucked. Breathing in, bringing the hands up above the head, lengthening the spine. Breathing out, squeezing my legs toward each other, pushing down through the left foot. Left glute pushes down toward the floor. Tighten the core to get a safe, stable center. And go for 3 to 4 breaths, slow, controlled, in the nose, out the nose. On each in-breath, getting a little bit taller. On each out-breath, strengthening, squeezing the core, pushing the glutes down toward the ground, pushing down through both feet, squeezing the legs together. Again, you can imagine your head pushing up toward the ceiling on those in-breaths. And when you're ready, we'll switch it up. Get out of that lunge and into the next posture. So the next posture is going to be a bridge. And for this bridge, I really want you to think of it as a glute and partially a hip activator, a leg activator. So in a lot of yoga classes, bridge is taught as a back bend, and there is use in that, but for today, we're using bridge as a glute workout. So to start out, we're gonna lie down, bring your heels close toward your butt. They won't touch your butt, but bring them pretty close. You can relax the head and neck onto the floor. When you're ready, on an out breath, press down through the feet, really squeeze the glutes, and you can imagine the glutes squeeze to support the lifting and opening of the hips. Stay strong through the legs, stay strong through the core, and ideally there's a straight line from your knees all the way to your chest and your shoulders where they touch the floor. So, you know, like I said, in a yoga class, you might try to lift the back up even more and go for more of a round arched bridge, but that's not what we're going for. We're trying to make sort of a triangle. So it's like your feet to your knees are one side of the triangle, and then your knees all the way down to your shoulders are another side, and then the floor is the bottom of the triangle. So getting up here on each inhale, relax what is possible for you to relax. So try to avoid building tension in the neck, shoulders on each inhale. Remember to let go of any tension that builds there, maybe tension in the face, tension anywhere. And then on your exhale, press down through those glutes, really work the glutes to hold the body up, and you can strengthen the core as well to stabilize the torso. And we don't want to feel any pinching at all in the back. We don't want to feel any pinching or crunching or scrunching, especially in the low back. So if you do feel that, you can take a break, rest, reevaluate. You can even take a break anyway. What we want to do is squeeze the glutes enough, really work the butt muscles to make it so that there is no pinching in the back, because we're totally supported by these butt muscles and also by the legs, hips, and core. Again, on every inhale, see what's possible for you to relax, let go of tension, especially in the neck and shoulders. On every exhale, get strong in the glutes, strong butt muscles, strong core. Imagine the hips being supported by the butt muscles in lifting and opening. Pressing down through the feet. Remember to keep effort through the feet too. You can turn your calves on to support this posture as well. Breathing in, relaxing the neck and shoulders. Breathing out, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, support the posture. We'll go for 2 or 3 more slow, even breaths in the nose, out the nose. Focused once again, relaxing on the inhales, engaging on the exhales. And for a little extra engagement, for a little bonus if you want, on those exhales, you can squeeze your heels back towards your butt, and that'll activate your hamstrings a little bit and demand more glute activation. So if you want to try doing that, if it feels good to you, go for it. Squeezing the heels toward the butt. You can feel how that changes the posture. 1 or 2 more breaths here. Really working those butt muscles. And then we'll put that down. Whew. Okay. Yeah, we held that for a long time, so you know, if that felt like a really long hold to you, maybe the next time you do this video, you can take a break or 2, because that was definitely a long hold for me. I can feel it. All right, so our last posture is going to be chair pose. Now, chair pose is a really challenging posture, even if you don't go that deep. So especially if this is one of your first times doing it, I want you to focus on spinal length and keeping the upper body tall. And if that means you go less deep, that's fine. Don't worry so much about depth, because it will be challenging even at a little depth, as long as you're doing it right. So to start, we're going to stand up, put the toes together, the heels are maybe about 1 inch apart. I want you to bend your knees just slightly. So you want to keep your knees over your ankles, and during the whole posture, don't let your knees come in front of your feet. If your knees start to come like in front of your toes, then go less deep, make the posture less intense. You want to keep You want to be able to see your feet the whole time. That's a good way to put it. If you look down, you want to be able to see your feet. But loosen up the knees so they're not straight. Lift up the chest, lift up the arms, take a breath in. And on an exhale, squeeze the butt muscles and push the butt back. So the butt will go back and down, but mainly think of pushing your butt backward and trying to put more weight into your heels, keeping your knees, once again, above the ankles ideally, but as long as you can see your feet when you look down, it's okay. On each in-breath, think of lifting your chest, elongating the spine, and keep your spine aligned here. So there will be the tendency, if you go more deep than you're ready for, your spine will start to collapse. We want to keep it lifted. You can have the arms out like this, palms facing up toward the ceiling. You want to keep the head looking kind of upward unless you feel like your knees are coming above your feet. So if you feel like you won't be able to see your feet anymore, you can look down and check that out. But generally, keep your head lifted, looking a little up. That's going to help with the spinal alignment part. Slow, controlled breaths, in the nose, out the nose, really squeezing the butt to push the butt backward here. So I'll change my angle to the camera so you can kind of see again. I started like this with my knees loose. I took a breath in, and then on my out breath, I just started to push the butt backward, keeping the knees loose the whole time, keeping them bent, really squeezing my butt muscles to push the butt back and down. Once again, focusing more on being able to keep the spine aligned. Squeezing the core will help with that, so there should be a lot of core work, a lot of glute work here. Can breathe in, come back to neutral, take a quick break. So just take a couple breaths here and then we'll go back into it. That way we're not holding it for quite so long all at once. Get a chance to see the technique there, and then we'll try it out again when you're ready. So once again, whenever you're ready, put the big toes together, heels about an inch apart. Knees are loosely bent, holding the arms in front of us, palms faced toward the ceiling. Breathe in, elongate the spine. Breathe out, push that butt back and down, squeezing the glutes the whole time, squeezing the core the whole time, but still maintaining a slow, controlled breath in the nose, out the nose. This will be hard to do. Like I said, even if you don't go that deep, trying to put more of your weight into your heels. You know, if you step out of it, you kind of fall out of it for a second, that's cool. Just come back. Really working on excellent technique through the core and the torso, holding the spine up and long with the strength of the core, putting your weight into your heels and your butt, squeezing the butt muscles. Go for just 2 more slow, controlled breaths in the nose, out the nose. And on an inhale, you can come to neutral, standing, and relax. And then we're done. So that was the Skater's Quick Routine for leg and glute engagement. A couple challenging postures there if you hold them long enough. And yeah, thanks for watching. Once again, my name is Ben. This has been a video from the Sore Skater Studio. Keep watching the videos in this series for more, and I'll see you next time.